Thank you so much. Naname, our National Secretary, Honorable Deputy Chief of Staff, Ministers of State, Deputy Majority Leader, Honorable Doyo, Members of Parliament, MMDAs present here, regional and constituency executives, branch executives, and die-hard party members, distinguished guests, the press, ladies and gentlemen. I'm privileged to welcome you all to the most cherished forest in the Greater Accra region, the proverbial forest that anchors the power of fortitude and conquest, a forest that represents the power of war and the power of victory. Dodowa is blessed to witness this great historic moment of many beautiful members of the Akatamanso family gathered here to receive the Messiah of governance. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an endearing moment to have a significant personality in our midst, a person whose era of leadership and governance has brought immense freedom to our states, a giant in African governance and Ghanaian politics, the Ejumawura, the nation builder, working to build our nation, Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, with a resounding applause, shall we welcome His Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, my president, our president, their president, everyone else's president. We welcome you to the Greater Accra region. Greater Accra is so proud of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Kindly be seated. Let me begin by commending the cultural troupe for the very beautiful performance they gave us. And to put on record that the money that I gave was 500 CDs, not dollars. Thank you. Obwade Noche, King Professor Odelfio Welenche III, my friend and President of the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, our eminent traditional rulers who are gathered here, revered members of the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, Nime Name, honorable ministers of state, honorable members of parliament, senior members of government, distinguished party executives, metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives, chief executive officers, and managing directors of state-owned enterprises, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I begin by bringing you greetings from Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Jane Nana Opoku Ajiman. And I'm happy to state that I spoke to her yesterday morning, and she'll be back in the country before the end of next week. Amen. By God's grace, she's fully recovered, and she's going to come and go back to her duties. It is with deep humility and heartfelt gratitude that I stand before you today here in Dodowa in the Greater Accra region as part of my national thank you tour. I'm here not just as the President of the Republic of Ghana, but as a grateful servant of the people of Ghana to acknowledge and appreciate the immense support that you, the chiefs and people of this historic region, gave me and the National Democratic Congress in the 2024 general elections. I say, to To all our chiefs and queen mothers who received me in your palaces with hospitality and poured libation and said prayers for our success, I say thank you very much. God richly bless you. Greater Accra region has always been strategic in Ghana's national development journey. As the seat of government, as the hub of commerce and finance, and a center of culture, the region carries the aspirations and struggles of our nation in many ways. Your votes, your encouragement, and your enduring faith in our shared vision for Ghana's progress were decisive, and I do not take them for granted. To the traditional authorities gathered here in Nime and Name, the revered members of the Regional House of Chiefs, I thank you for your leadership, your counsel, and for being pillars of peace in a time when our democracy needed it the most. You've kept our traditions alive and provided a firm foundation upon which modern governance can thrive in Ghana. As president, I've always believed that a nation that forgets those who stand with it in times of need forgets its own future. And so if you see me here today, I'm just here to say, thank you, Greater Accra, for believing in us. Thank you, Greater Accra, for standing for justice, for standing for equity, for standing for a reset of our dear nation, Ghana. In fulfillment of the 120-day social contract we pledged during the campaign, I am proud to inform you that key actions have already been undertaken to lay the foundation of our reset agenda. These efforts are not abstract, but they are grounded in the daily struggles of the Ghanaian people, and especially of those who reside in our capital region, the Greater Accra. Let me acknowledge some of the sons and daughters of this region who are now playing key roles in my administration to deliver on the reset agenda. We have Madam Valerie Sawyer, who is a Senior Presidential Advisor on Governmental Affairs. We have Honorable Samuel Nate George, who is the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation. We have Honorable Agnes Namomo Lati, who is the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection. We have Honorable Rita Na Odole Soa, who is the Deputy Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. We have the Honorable Linda Oklu, who is the Greater Accra Regional Minister. We also have other sons of this region serving in important positions, such as Mr. Sylvester Mensah, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Export-Import Bank, popularly known as Ghana Exim. We have Dr. Ransford Anete Abe, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Cocoa Board. We have Mr. Julius Nikwe Kote, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA. We have Mr. Jones Bote Aple, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Gihok Distilleries Ghana Limited. We have Dr. Nimoy Thompson, who is the Chairman of the National Development Planning Commission. We have Genevieve Shirley Lati, who is the Executive Secretary of the Right to Information Commission. And we have Helga J. Bwedi, who is the Executive Director of the GNPC Foundation. These appointments reflect our commitment to inclusive governance and the full representation of every region in the shaping of Ghana's future. Nime Name, let me speak candidly on a few issues of concern to our capital region. And the first is flooding remains a major worry. Each year, lives and properties are lost as a result of floods, and this is due to poor drainage, unregulated development, and also the effects of climate change. This cannot continue. A dedicated interagency task force has already commenced work to implement a comprehensive flood mitigation strategy. And this includes the desilting of major drains, re-engineering of our waterways, relocating structures situated in watercourses, and enforcing our building regulations. The Odowa Basin and the Kaneshi-Malam corridor are already being targeted under this plan. During my recent inspection of the World Bank-funded Greater Accra Resilient Integrated Development Program, GARID, I found that most of the flood prevention works are far behind schedule. While we await the completion of these projects, I call on all residents of Accra to avoid flooded drains during the rains and protect their valuable personal properties during the peak season of the rainy season in Accra, which starts from the end of this month till the end of June. We know that Accra deserves a clean and resilient environment, and that is why we're integrating the Greater Accra Flood Control Master Plan into our National Climate Resilience Strategy. The Honorable Minister of Finance directed in this year's budget that 80% of the revenues accruing to the District Assembly's Common Fund should be paid directly to the MMDAs. I'm happy you clapped, because to whom much is given, much is expected. So you wait for what is coming. Should be paid directly to the MMDAs. This means that more resources are going to be available to all assemblies to implement their development projects and carry out effective sanitation programs to keep our districts clean. Cabinet will soon meet on a decentralization of the sanitation budget and make every district responsible for its own sanitation. And this is the key one. Cleanliness will become one of the key performance indicators for measuring the performance of MMDCAs and will determine whether they remain in office or are removed. And now that most of our DCEs have been nominated and confirmed, we'll begin observing the National Sanitation Day program every month. This will be a revived monthly exercise involving all Ghanaians. This time, it will not be a symbolic event. It will be legally backed, it will be properly funded, and it will be operationalized through partnerships with local assemblies and private sector service providers. Greater Accra, as the face of Ghana, must be clean, green, and dignified. MMDCs shall be responsible for ensuring the success of the National Sanitation Day event in their districts. And the law requiring every household to keep their frontage and the drain in front of their houses clean will be strictly enforced. And persons who fail to comply will be sanctioned appropriately. On road infrastructure, I'm aware of the frustrations caused by congestion in the Greater Accra region, poor maintenance of roads, and incomplete road projects. Under the big push, rehabilitation and construction of key road corridors, including the Adenta-Dodowa Road, the La Teshi Link, the Tema Hospital Motorway Road, Apollonia to Oyibi Road, Apollonia people, are you here? Apollonia to Oyibi Road, the Tema Motorway expansion, which is ongoing, and other feeder roads in Ga East, Ga South, and Ningo Pram, including roads in Shai-Osudoku, Adan East, and Adan West, are going to be fast-tracked under the big push. Additionally, we'll reconstruct the road from Dawenya to Afienya from Afienya to Dodowa, and also from Doryumu to Dodowa, and in addition, the Ashaman to Medina Road will all be repaired under the big push. Under the same program, major expansion works will take place on the Liberation Road, the Polo Court, Airport, Aviance, Elwak to Christ the King corridor, and on the Ring Road from Kwame Nkrumah interchange all the way to the La Beach Hotel. We'll also begin the construction of the Greater Accra Outer Ring Road, which will allow traffic that is continuing to the northern part of the country and to the western parts of the country to bypass Accra without coming through the city. And so it means trucks and others coming from Lome and going to Kumasi or to Takrade don't need to come through Accra city. They'll pass on the outer ring road and continue their journey. As a permanent fix to decongest Accra, we'll begin the design and feasibility study for a new city. Some of the government offices and agencies will be moved out of Accra to the new city. I believe that this city will be located somewhere in an expressway that will link the new city to Accra. Chieftaincy disputes. While government constitutionally cannot interfere in the internal matters of traditional institutions, we're deeply concerned by the impact of unresolved disputes on the development of our traditional areas in Greater Accra. I therefore urge all traditional councils to utilize the structures of the national and regional houses of chiefs to resolve matters of chieftaincy with dignity, through dialogue, and with mutual respect. The Ministry of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs stands ready to support and facilitate any resolution mechanism